I just want to check one thing because there was something that was Jeff was supposed to fix it, and the thing was opening up a little bit.
Absolutely.
You want to make it there's a little cover down there that the screws are coming out. I want to make sure it's set up.
Like a inspection plate or something?
Yeah. Vibrations do strange things to airplanes. Okay.
Like, I've always been fascinated with helicopters, but those things literally try and shake themselves to pieces from the time you start them to
too
the
many
time you turn them off.
I wanted to get mine. I actually started, but the guy moved and he said, I don't have any other instructions, so here's your money back. So, okay. Yeah. All right, so here we are. We're just going to go and you got enough experience right now, so I'm just going to watch you get started, taxi out. Don't be afraid to do what you got to do.
All right. Fuel selector, fuller tank, both about the same at the tabs. Mixture, rich, carburetor heats off, master.
Oops, that one. Going to the pitch field.
Master oil. Beacon.
Clear! Oh, you're one step ahead of me there.
That was a nice start.
Thank you. Okay. The gears are both starters under pressure. Fuel. Okay, Great Barrington 20 Romeo, radio check.
20 Romeo, you're loud and clear. Altimeter is 2976.
Say 2976, Roger.
There, didn't call him. Okay.
Yeah, 2976, Roger. So just set that to 740 feet,
Okay.
and it should say 2976. Look at that. That's why when I do the pre-flight inside, no matter where it's at, I always set it 740, because when they call me up, they're going to give me the altimeter setting, and it should be.
So just a sort of a cross-check redundancy to make sure your altimeter is calibrated at least close to
if I didn't know what the airport elevation was, okay, then I'd have to wait, and it says 2976. I put 2976 in there, and there's the airport elevation.
Perfect.
And that changes every day with the pressure overhead the airport.
Right. Okay. And you've got us on standby?
Yep.
All right.
Go taxi out for 29er. Okay, now if you're going to use that much brake, just bring the car all the way back.
Gotcha.
If there's nobody coming, we can go right down the runway. So what we do is we're going to check, make sure there's nobody there. We'll just go right down the runway.
So don't stop?
We always have to stop.
Okay.
You always have to stop. It's called the stop and squints. Now this is the line right here. See the two solid lines with the broken lines?
Yep.
That's the stop, look, and listen lines. Okay, I stop, I look, I don't see anybody, and I listen, I say, so now I'm just going to say Great Barrington traffic, 20 Romeo, back taxi, 29 on the runway.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, back taxi, runway 29 on the runway.
Very good. Okay, now back taxiing on the runway.
Now I was just a little confused because you said we're gonna go right down, and I was pretty sure I gotta stop. But
Yep, that was my fault.
that's okay. I'll forgive you this time, right?
Okay.
You got to get used to looking ahead and not at the.
Yo, that's it. When I'm taxiing out now, I'm looking at that White House all the way down there.
Yep.
I'm looking at it, and I'm using my peripheral vision for everything else, but I'm looking at the White House all the way down there.
Is it better to be sort of firm on the brakes for shorter periods, or to drag them?
Yeah, you could drag them a little bit.
Okay.
But usually, if I'm going to drag them, I just try and get to the point where I don't have to use the brakes much at all.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was better for firm and short periods, or
well,
or use them
if
light.
it's 100 degrees out and you got the brakes on, it's going to heat them up a little faster. So.
Okay, that makes perfect
Now,
sense.
the other thing is, too, is this end of the runway is 8 feet lower than the other end. So as you're taxiing this way, you are going to pick up speed. So if you taxi on the grass, that's one way to stop that, because the grass will hold you back. But this is 8 feet lower than that end up there.
Gotcha. And altimeter should reflect that. Obviously, you don't see that little increment, but all right. Okay. Parker brake is set. 2000. Okay, magnetos. Drop. Second. Drop. Curb heat. Drop. And everything's up in the green where we want it. And vacuum gauge and engine speed bag. Okay, we are on tank. Fuel pump is on. Gauges, everything in the green.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So this is both. Primer is locked. Strobes on. Lights on. Carb heat off. Mixture rich. Ammeters. Ammeting.
Yep.
Two flaps, trim tab. Fire off today, alright. Okay, heading indicator. We are about 13 and a half and
About 165, 165. There's 150, 160, 165, 170, 175, yeah.
Alright.
There you go.
I was the other way. I was thinking 135. Didn't notice which way it was. Okay, altimeter's already set. Transponder to altitude twice and then function.
Yep.
We have altitude. Okay. Controls are free. Like you said, nobody's twisted them up since the last time. Doors, windows closed and latched. Seatbelts, okay. And then the whole brief about no turning back point and...
Okay, so I'm going to give it power. I can either take it on the roll, which is fine today. Got 2150 as a minimum RPM. This will be way up there. Everything's in the green. About a third of the runway. The airspeed should be up from 0. If it's not, I'm going to abort and just tell everybody that we're aborting the takeoff. That way, if somebody's on final, they know about it. So I just say 020 Romeo is aborting on runway 29.
Okay, so when you're saying airspeed is alive, you're just acknowledging that the airspeed indicator is working.
Yep, yeah, it should be, I have to do it right down. It should be up from 0 up to about 40, but if it's still pegged down here, that means there's either blocked or there's some type
The
of...
pitot tube is
covered, or it's covered or something like that, okay?
all right.
And if you take off with it no airspeed, then you have to fly the airplane with no airspeed, which is no big deal.
Well, for a guy like you,
But even with you, we're teaching you, if I know that the nose is level and I got this power setting here, I'm going to be fine. You're going to know that 3 knots of flaps, 3 turns of trim, and 2,000 RPM is going to be 80 miles an hour no matter what I do. And I'm going to be fine. So. But also, if you have a little GPS, you know, with like 4-flight, you'll see the ground speed. You can always figure it out from there. Okay, off we go.
All right. Nobody's coming in.
And remember, every time you take off, you got to expect to aborted takeoff or an engine failure, and every landing should be a go-around. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's 2150. Everything's in the green.
Okay.
And how's the airspeed?
Airspeed is nothing.
All right, so abort, pull the power back. There you go.
Okay.
That's why we do that. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so.
You clogged the pitot tube, didn't you?
Great Barrington 20 Romeo is boarding to take off on 29. Yeah, there was no inspection plate out there that had to be checked. I put a cover on it. I put a cover on the pitot cover. Okay, so,
Good one, Rick.
yep, so now you'll never believe a word I say for the rest of my life. We
No,
we can turn to the right. We'll just go to the right.
Okay.
Go right to the right. There we go.
Oh.
Yep, you can go right to the right.
All right. I would think to.
I
I'd
know,
never
I know.
think to hook it that hard around.
I know the owner of the airport here. Let me do that. We'll get to the end and I'll take it off. Okay. So what I did is when I went out there, I put a pitot cover on it, just to see, and I gave you enough hints. You know, like okay, you know. Usually when I was at American Airlines, I'd say something, go hint, hint. You know, like wink, wink, nod, nod. You know, it's, you know. So anyways, so that's what it looks like. If you see it, it should be up. If it's still in the zero, that means there's no airspeed. Okay, so I want to abort. If I continue my takeoff, I don't know. For me, it's no big deal because I know if I'm teaching you on takeoff when you bring the nose up, get the attitude, hold it right there, situation winners. I can see that if I'm flying like this here and I got power,
Yeah.
I know I'm climbing. I know I'm doing good. If I can't see the nose, I can't see the horizon, I got the nose all the way up there, I could have a dangerous low airspeed and I can stall the airplane. So the idea is to look outside and fly the airplane.
You know, when I was taxiing down, I thought it was weird that the airspeed indicator wasn't rolling up because it usually rolls up around 10 or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't follow through on that instinct. And if something's different,
Yeah.
then something's
No,
wrong.
that's why I said 2100, everything's green, airspeed. No airspeed, abort. And just pull it back and just say, everybody, just 20. Because if you're at the tower at the airport, they want to know right away that you're boarding the airport takeoff because they may have somebody on a short final.
Right.
You know, so he's going to have to send everybody around. Once we get up here, I'll stop and I'll.
Okay. That's good, because I can use every inch of the runway this time, too. I was a little disappointed with the last one. I pulled out a little short. I should have hooked all the way. Very funny.
Well, we had somebody the other day, Cessna 182, he boarded his takeoff and he picked up a bug and the airspeed went right to zero.
Wow.
And then he boarded, so we blew it out, cleaned it out, got him out of the way. Okay, off we go. Get yourself ready. You have to do 1, 2, everybody's off, 2 set. Okay, you're off.
He said usually going up one or something is a little helpful on the...
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now we're ready for takeoff. Oh, look at that. The airspeed's up already.
Hey, imagine that. Properly functioning equipment is awesome. I can do a better job getting on the center line. All right.
Now again, on takeoff, I'm looking at the trees at the far end of the runway and those clouds way off in the distance. Okay?
All right. Okay, tax up, gauge is good, airspeed's coming, 60, and
Yeah, now on a takeoff like that, there's your 80 miles an hour. If you can get used to this airplane here with the nose just below the horizon like that, and you lose your airspeed, it's a safe attitude. If I pull the nose up like this here, I have no idea what my speed is, okay, or what it is, but I can look at this here, I can see that my nose is pretty much level with the horizon or just a fraction above. I'm going to be in good shape. Okay, we're just going to climb at 80 now and just turn to the right here, to the right.
okay.
Yeah. And you can bring your flaps up. That's a good heading right about there because it's about 305, 310. That keeps us away from the houses down here. Okay. And once we're up here, we're just going to climb up to a heading of, climb to an altitude of 2,500 feet, and we're going to go to a heading of 305 now. 305 and 2,500 feet. There you go.
Oop, wrong one.
No, 305. The other three. That's right, 305.
Oh.
Yeah. Every once in a while, just lower the noise, just check for traffic, make sure there's no, because the airport's a beehive, we're a yellow jacket, and then the other people coming into the airport have got to, you know, just keep an eye, listening to the, what the airplanes are doing. We're going to go up to, we'll head down this way here, and we're going to head up somewheres up, we're going to up at 3,500 feet, we'll do some emergency descents here.
35?
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to do, maybe we'll go between these clouds up here, we'll get on top of the clouds here. Do you have any questions on anything we did before or anything like that? Okay. Okay. No. And I didn't try to trap you on purpose on that way. We do it all the time, and just to let you know that, see, you airspeed, but you're not used to it, so like you're sort of like, oh, yeah. So, but now you know. If you go 2100, everything's in green, up, no airspeed, abort, end of conversation. Because if you take the airplane airborne, I mean, you can do that. That's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you even hesitate to think about it, then you're too far down the runway.
Yeah, and if you also, like, if I left the pitot cover on, it could fall off flight and somebody could get hurt when it hits the ground. So that's the other thing. So, just going to see that whole hole. We're going to go on top of the clouds here for a reason. Yeah, that's it. Flying between these little things. We may have to get up to 5,500 feet. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
They haven't gotten anywhere near the clouds before, so.
Oh, well, hey.
New adventure today.
I'm just going to contact Albany approach here. 3282. I'm going to call Albany, and then just you're going to listen to them. I'm just going to tell them they're going to be a squawk here. This is it's ATC. All right, so I'm just going to listen to me when there's who am I calling? Who am I, and what do I want? So I'm just going to start Albany approach Cherokee 7520 Romeo, and Albany approach Cherokee 7520 Romeo.
Cherokee calling you approach David.
Yeah, this is 7520 Romeo. We departed Great Barrington en route to Columbia County. We're climbing up to about 5.5. We'd like to try some emergency descent, so I'd just like to make sure there's no traffic around us.
20 Romeo, squawk 4335.
4335 coming up. So she said 4335, so I go 4335. 5. There you go, and then ident. There you go.
Okay, so now they're tracking us specifically on their radar.
Yep.
Here, 4 miles from bumps, cleared ILS runway 4 approach connecting the airport.
We're going to stay at there. We're going to keep climbing up on top of these clouds as high as we have to get here. This little group right here.
Good afternoon. I'm on the 4295, descending out of 14-4 to cross 1 down. 30 miles to the side was...
Is it going to keep going? That looks good.
Convoy 4295, Albany, approach Albany, altimeter 2972.
72.
Yeah, I can feel her not want to climb as much now.
Yep, because of the temperature, yep.
Right. So, can't really maintain that 80-90 climb either. I gotta sort of shallow out to the 100 or closer to it.
2 Delta Sierra radar contact 10 miles southwest of Columbia County Airport, Albany, altimeter 2972, stay altitude.
972, and we're showing 3,200.
Wow, totally different experience being up here.
I love flying between the clouds here.
Here, 905, radar service terminated, contact connecting tower 1 to 1.3.
You see Albany, New York up there?
Yeah, wow.
1.3.
Still a bit hazy, but you can't miss it, really.
Yeah.
Number 7520 Romeo, ident.
And approach on 4295, we have a kilo.
Number 4295, roger, turn left heading 050, vector for the ILS runway 19er, approach, descend and maintain 5,000.
050 in the heading, and descend maintain 5,000, Victor's ILS runway 19, runway 4295.
And we're just gonna
Number 7520 Romeo, radar contact 6 miles southeast of Columbia County Airport, same intentions.
We're going to climb up to about 6,000 feet, and we're going to do a couple of emergency descents. I just want to make sure there's nobody around us that I don't see. Okay, just going to go to the left.
Number 2 Sierra Romeo, no traffic observed within 5 miles of your location.
Okay, very good. We're going to stay right in this area right here. Okay, just going to go on top of this little cloud right here.
Okay.
Albany, John, 52332, we're at a 2 for 3,000.
How tall do you think that cloud is?
We're at 5,000 feet. He's probably tops out about 7,000 or 8,000.
Albany departure, ident, Albany altimeter 2972.
Alright, 2972 and ident, 5232.
Okay, this represents we're going to do an emergency descent. It would be like you're on top of an overcast and there's a little hole you got to get through, okay? And the easiest way to
Number
do
332, radar contact.
The easiest way to do it is to put the carburetor heating and bring the power all the way off and put down all 3 knots of flaps and keep the speed right into it and just do a tight spiral down through a little hole. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go a little bit to the left here. That's it. We keep climbing here. And it's because there's other people, the IFR, I'm just, because we're legal right now.
Right.
We just want to make sure.
332, expect
Okay, so
downport
go
shortly.
to the left there. Good. Kind of keep going a little bit more to the left.
No more. I just see that big dark cloud way off and up.
Yep, there we go. Good. So here we are. We're just going to level off here at 5,500 feet. So we're on a cross country at 5,500 feet. Okay. So the idea is you're coming in.
Number 332, clear direct.
It's overcast, and then all of a sudden I got a little bit of a hole I can get down to. So what you do is, the idea is you're going to add Albany 7520 Romeo. We're at 5,700 feet. Then we're going to just do an emergency spiral down in this area right here.
Number 2 Sierra Romeo, roger.
Okay, so she's just checking to make sure there's nobody around us, okay? So I'm going to just show you here where the area. We got to pretend that's all overcast skies down there.
Okay.
And you have just this little hole right here to get down. Okay, this little hole, okay, right in this area here. So
Okay.
that cloud there, that's there. So you have to do is you have to do a real tight spiral, but you got to keep the speed, you know, with the wheels. Okay, so first thing you do is you're going to put the carburetor heat on. And I just bring the power all the way off. And now you got put all 3 knots of flaps. Nice and easy, 1, 2, 3. Now push the nose over to get right down, push the nose right over to keep it right in the white spot right here. So I'm just doing right here. I'm going to spot right in this little hole right here. So this here.
Okay.
Just keep the speed right down.
Envoy 4295, turn right heading 070.
I got to stay here. Yeah, just see there's just hold it right here. Okay. Okay, so we just pretend this is the only opening we have right here. So this here.
Okay.
So ready? Get set. Now just tighten it right up. Tighten it right up. Tighten it right up. See this here? Just going to go like this here. See this here?
Whew.
The idea is you're going to keep the speed right at the white mark.
Right, okay, so you're going to pull back.
Yeah, pull back there. It's just instead of keeping it really tight, see this here? Stand right over this little area. Yeah. And now you're below the clouds. That's one type of descent, okay?
Okay, so we dropped 1,700 feet in
no time. It just stayed there. Can I bring the flaps all the way up? And Albany 20 Romeo, we're going to do one more descent here, and then we're going to go over to Columbia County. So we're going to just descend from 4,000 feet down to about 1,500 feet.
20 Romeo, roger.
Okay. Okay, so now
when you're talking the white, you're not talking the last little bit of the flaps. You're talking
no, we have to keep it where it says PH. We have to skip. I know we want to go past it, but we have to keep that's the flap extension feet.
Okay.
Okay, so now this one here is say you're going to go down there. You got a fire. Okay, you get the fire is underneath the cowling. Now I have to get the airplane speed up to blow the fire out, okay? So that one there is we're just going to hold this heading here. See the pond right over there? You see the pond? No, okay. The big one over there?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do.
Number 332, deviation right of course, approved when able, direct Burlington and advised.
Okay, so now what we do is we have to descend, okay? So the idea is, okay, good, same thing, okay, same thing, just going to bring the power all the way off. Now just push your nose over, push. Now nice and easy, see this, nice and easy, see, keep it pushing over, push it right over. We got to get the speed up to 140, see the power lines there, see that power line thing there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is, there's my speed right there, so I'm just holding it right there, okay? I got to hold that nose, you got to hold the nose down, hold it there, hold the nose, push the nose down, push, don't let the nose up, you got to hold, you got to hold it, hold it right down.
Holy cow.
Yeah, hold it right there, there you go, now look straight ahead, now look here, see that little point, see that little pond right there?
Yeah.
What I do is I see this attitude right there. And Albany, thanks for your help. It's 20 Romeo is going to squawk 1200. Thanks a lot for your help.
It's just counterintuitive to push me out.
20 Romeo, roger.
Okay, but you got to. The only way you got to get the speed up.
Romeo, radar service terminated. Frequency change approved.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. You guys are great. Okay, so now you can level off because you got the fire out. So now I have to bring the power back up.
Avoid 4295, descend and maintain 3000.
3000, avoid 4295.
So how was that?
Interesting.
Yeah, all right, so let's go back. We can do this one here again. We're heading over towards Columbia County. So what we do is we just head this heading here, and Columbia County Airport's right up here, just a couple miles here, so we're just going to keep an eye on that. Okay, so we're just going to, we're going to do another actual thing here. Let's climb up to about 4,500. Okay, now let's turn to a heading of 250.
Contact Boston Center 135.7.
Over to Boston 35, 75232.
He's going to climb it up to about 4,500 feet. So you get your full power in there? Yep. Now, because now I can lean it out. See the RPM? Here's the mixer. So watch this. I'm going to bring the mixer back and watch the RPM. The RPM is going to rise a little bit.
4295, turn right, heading 100.
Now it's dropping, so that's too much. So just hold it right about there. Just lean it out a little bit.
Albany approach, Sierra 29er Mike, 1313,000 for 111000.
Sierra 29er Mike, Albany approach, Albany altimeter 2907 to verify you have the weather knowns at North Adams and say approach request.
And I do have the weather at North Adams, and we'll be requesting straight in for RNAV Alpha.
Oops, right there.
That's all right.
29er Mike, roger. Expect the RNAV Alpha.
Expecting RNAV Alpha for 29er Mike, thanks.
Yeah, we just level off here at 3,500. So keep the speed up. Good. Yeah, let's just heading about 270 for right now.
Envoy 4295.
I'm gonna go 1-2-3352. This is
16.
Columbia County, so I just want to see what the weather is.
Broken 7,500. Broken 8,500. Overcast. Temperature 2 Celsius. Dew point 16. Altimeter 2973. Remarks. Density altitude 1,300.
I just want to get the winds.
Columbia County Airport.
Head right towards the rain.
Automated weather observation 2.
Head right towards the rain.
08 Zulu. Weather. Wind. Calm. Visibility 10.
Okay, now I'm just going to go straight ahead. Now say you're flying along here, you're going to cross it, you're like, oh, okay, look at this here, and it's starting to get, you know, worse and worse and worse. You just keep the power right up there, keep power right up there. Yep. And then if it was a big wall like that, I'd be turning around. I wouldn't, see if you're going on across country, I could go around this way here. It's isolated in nature, okay? I can go around it. I can go this way here, I can say like that way there. It's no big deal, it's just going to go right in the center here, okay?
Okay.
So this is how people get into trouble. They just start flying along here, and then just see like it starts getting worse and worse. And now say you can't see this, okay? You have no horizon, okay? So this is what happens is people they lose their horizon. And if this was a wall all the way, I would be diverting. I wouldn't be going anywhere near this unless I was IFR, because again, I have no horizon. I'm gonna have you into the wind there, and then we're just gonna have to do a turn just to show you for.
Yeah, I mean, Joe said something about that before, like if you accidentally find yourself getting into this, the safest way out is just 180 degrees.
Yep. And what's 180 degrees? You're going to turn to a heading axis. Our heading is way off. No, it's not too bad. No, it's 260. That's about right. And so here we are, okay? So all you're going to be doing is turning to a heading of 090 when I tell you, okay? Let's climb up to 4,000 feet. We're still VFR. We got 5 miles, more than 3 miles visibility. Okay, level off here, that's fine. Okay, so again, here's the situation. You're just heading right into this little thing here. Pretend you can't see all the way over there. You got to do a 180 because now it's getting really worse. Or they say like, okay, I can't see anything else, but I got good ground contact to the left and to the right, to the left. Okay, so let's do an emergency descent to the left with the flaps. Okay, so we want to get down.
With the flaps?
Yeah. So first of all, the carburetor heat on. Now just take your time.
Carburetor on.
Now just bring the power all the way off. Bring the power all the way up. Just let's get down. Now just put your flaps down, nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. Now just lower the nose, and now just push the nose over. So you got ground contact. There you go. Push the nose over. There you go, just like that. Just see this? All I'm doing is spiraling down this field right here. All I'm doing, see this? I'm staying right over this field there, and I'm just going to keep the speed right in that range right there. See this?
Okay.
Hold it right back there. There you go. So all I'm doing is just tight turn around this open field right down here. Keeping the speed right on the white arc. Keeping an eye out for airplanes. Keep going all the way around. Keep going all the way around.
Yep, okay.
There you go.
I'll stop at 09 but.
Yep. Okay, we're gonna level off here at 3,000. Okay. Okay. Level off at 3. Okay. Give it full power. Full power.
Oh, full power first.
Yep. Okay. Carburetor heat up. Okay. And now we're just gonna climb back up to 3,500 feet, and let's pick up a heading of 020. 020. Left to 020.
Left 020.
Yeah. Okay. Here. That's good right there. That's good. Good. That's 01020. It's okay. Don't. Just relax.
020 is.
We're not
I'm thinking 200.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to 020 and climb up to 4,500 feet. Because if you're flying from actually, if your true course would be 000 to 179, it's got to be an odd thousand, even the odd thousand plus 500, and from 180 to 359, it's an even thousand plus 500. But let's say our true course was 359, but this is our wind correction angle here, so we're going to be at 4,500. Okay. Okay, so now again, the airplane here itself, as you're flying along, you're always going to keep checking on here. If the engine starts running rough, big thing, first thing you do is you're going to put the carburetor heat on. So just go try the carburetor heat, just see what happens. You got to drop an RPM. Now if I see it sit there and it stays there and it doesn't come up, but if it comes up and it goes, and then it finally picks up again, that was carburetor ice. That's the water from the carburetor going through the engine, but now it's got fresh gas and fresh air going through. That's the end of the problem. You have to check the carburetor.
So, on wet days like this or whatever, you just occasionally cycle on and off as a check?
Exactly, on and off. Yep, very good. Okay, now if that doesn't, if it pulls it down, nothing happens, it's not that. So he says, okay, I got the fuel pump, let's check the fuel pressure. You see the fuel pressure fluctuating, could be engine fuel pump, turn the fuel pump on. If that solves the problem, then that's the problem, okay? And then last thing we have is the mixture. Maybe it's too lean.
Fuel pump's still on. Should that be on right now?
Yeah, we're gonna shut it off now. There you go. Okay. Right, and then the mixture is rich because those are only three things on this. So you got so it's got mixture, carburetor heat, fuel pump. Then the other one is check your magnetos. Okay, see if it could be a bad mag making it run rough, but that's not that. Because if I go to that and it's a bad mag, it's going to run really, really rough. So we don't want to do that. Okay, and then we kind of swap the fuel tanks. And then the last thing is check the primer to make sure it's in line. Because if the primer's out, it can get too much gas. Then we'll level up at 4,000 feet here. Level up at 4,000. There we go. Okay, so now just go and turn to a heading of 020030. It'll keep the speed rate up there. There we go. Okay, so again, if we lose, here's the little rule of thumb. Okay, see the tip of the wings? Okay. Now, you see any open fields between the tip of the wings and the airplane?
Yep.
Yeah, all those, I can land at that. See the outside the tip of the wings, see the fields on the outside of the tip of the wings? Out there, I can't make those as a rule, unless the winds are favorable, but from the tip of the wings in, I can land. Those fields are there, same thing over here, see all this? Those fields way out there, I can't land at that, but from the tip of the wing to the nose like this here, I can land at any one of these here.
And that's stays the same pretty much for almost any elevation?
Yeah, well, the higher you go, the higher you go, the more it expands. If I go down real low, I mean, it's just, I only have very low spot, but if I'm at 55, we'll go to 4,500.
Oh, okay. I was going to try to get back to 4.
Yeah, take it, and I'll turn right to heading 030. Air Columbia County traffic, 20 Romeo will be coming up overhead 4,000 feet. We'll do a simulated spiral through landing runway 21. Okay, so again, we're just flying along here, and okay, here's this here. Here's like if there's now the engine is not just going to die. The only thing that's going to cause it to die is carburetor heat, so that's the first thing we always throw on. Okay, it could be the fuel pump or the fuel tank is empty or it's a vacuum in there. So that's the only thing that's going to kill it. If it's an engine problem, it's going to sound like a washing machine jumping up and down. All of a sudden it's going to blow a piston or something like that. So you got if you see the engine starting to run up crazy, like oil temperature is high and the pressure is low, that means you're losing oil somewhere. So I try and secure the engine and save it for if I need it for a landing, because I'm going to be going down to a field. If I get too low or too high, I can always start the engine again on that part there. Okay. So the other thing is if you're talking on, anytime you go down across country, you're talking to Albany or Bradley or something, it's like, hey, I got an engine problem. You say, yeah, there's an airport below you or this or that, there's open fields. It's just, I'm here, I'm going to land in this field here. They'll be able to see where it is. If not, I have to go to 121.5, or if I know the frequency, hey, does anybody hear me? This is Cherokee's. Yeah, I hear you. I'm somewhere around Columbia County Airport. I've lost my engine. I put it in a field, a couple miles north of Columbia County. That's all. They just give me the information. And it'd be Albany Tower would hear you. In this case here, Albany Tower would hear you. Poughkeepsie Tower would hear you. Albany Approach would hear you. Boston Center would hear you because they all monitor 121.5. Plus, every airliner flying overhead monitors 121.5. So again, as you're flying along, you got the chart. You're always looking for airports and like that, and stuff. Now the idea is when you do this, is you're going to do is carburetor heat on, mixture and mixture carburetor heat and fuel pump on. Trying and holding nose level. You want to get your best glide speed is 80. And then we're going to glide down at 80. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's turn to I think about 015. That's good. There you go. And then once you do that, Joey's going to look to your side there, and that will tell you if there's any field or anything like that on that part. Okay, so here we are. Going to look there. Okay. Okay, we just lost the engine. Okay, so carburetor heat on. Mixture is rich. Electric fuel pump is on. Okay, now just hold the nose up. Give it a couple thirds of trim. There you go. Okay, you switch your fuel tanks. Switch your fuel tanks. Yep. Good. That's good. Okay, that's good. Okay. And you like that. Primer's in and lock. Check your
trying to get to 80.
Yep. There's 80. So now trim it up. Okay. Now do you see any open fields that you can land on your left-hand side? Look down on your left-hand side. Is there anything?
Yes.
What is it?
There's a couple of them actually. I would shoot probably for the biggest one.
Yeah, but there's an airport radar underneath us too.
Oh, hey, that's a good eye.
Yeah. Between that and between, like I said, now trim it up for 80. Okay, so they just use your trim down. Take your hand off the wheel. 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 See those ones go? So just trim it up. Trim it up. Trim it. Trim it. Trim. There you go. And Columbia County traffic 20 Romeo's overhead out of 4,000 feet for simulated engine.
All the way. We're trimmed all
No,
the way.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay. And we're landing on 2-1. So just there's the city numbers 2-1 coming up underneath us. It's at the other end of the runway. We're going to stay right over. We're just going to land on that runway. So now we have to lose altitude. So we stay right overhead the airport, okay, and we just spiral down. Okay, this is all we're doing. And then we usually lose about 1,000 feet per spiral. So what happens is, as I'm flying along, I'm always going to keep an idea where I want to put the airplane, so it doesn't take me by surprise. Okay, so then take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off the wheel. See, you get speed up. But again, now you want to stay right over the field because of the wind. Okay, so there's the wind coming up underneath us here. There it is, right there. And Columbia County 20 Romeo is overhead out of 3,300 feet, simulated engine out for runway 21. Okay, so again, the pattern altitude is about 1,200 feet, okay? So we got a couple thousand feet. We can probably get another spiral in there. We'll just see what happens. And just tighten it right up, tighten it right up, tighten it, turn right up, tighten it right up, tighten it right up. Because see, that wind is starting to blow us this way. We want to stay right over. So what's this here? So this is this. Oh, look outside. Just see, I got the speed. Look good. Oh, is that this? I'm watching the nose. See this? As long as I'm watching the nose, I can see. Columbia County traffic 20 Romeo is overhead out of 3,000 for a simulated engine.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep this in your peripheral.
Yep, but now it is. Now I know that the wind is from the north, so what it is, it's blowing me this way here, so it is at this point here, I may want to just stop the turn.
Shallow it out.
Shallow it out for here, just get so it doesn't blow me too far out. But now again, I don't have any engine, so now I got a one-shot deal, and I want to put it down on the heavy marks, okay? Say that's the open field. I don't want, if it's a big, long open field, you don't want to aim right at the end because you might land short, so you shoot for somewhere around just past the middle of the field. Columbia County traffic 20 Romeo is overhead for a simulated engine out, high upwind for runway 21. Okay, so now pattern altitude is starts, and now just give yourself, you always use to a downwind basin, so shallow it out. We're going to stop now because we have to set up a downwind basin final because we don't have enough time for another spiral. So what we're doing is we're going to set it up for a downwind basin final, which we'll always do all the way around. So here we are. Looks good. Take a look. You got to take a look at the airports behind us, sir.
Yep, just starting to see it now.
Okay, so we're still 1,600 feet above the pattern, so we're 1,000 feet above the pattern because the pattern altitude is 1,200. Okay. So now it is. Now go ahead and turn your downwind. Now tell everybody you're on the downwind for runway 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo, downwind for 21.
Okay, so there. I want to land on those heavy marks. See the heavy white marks down there?
Yep.
Okay, so now we got the airport made. So put down 1 notch of flaps. Okay. And now nice and easy. Just take your hand out the wind. Let the airplane talk to you. Okay. 80, 85 is perfect. Okay. Yeah, bring the power back a little bit. Okay.
It's all the way.
Okay. There. Now just bring the. Okay. Now turn your base leg because you're a little high. That's good.
Okay.
And then put down your second notch.
Columbia County 20 Romeo, turning base 21.
Okay. Now just fly the nose. Put down your second notch. Okay. Now just let the airplane take your hand off the wheel. Let the airplane tell you what it's doing. Don't take your hand off the wheel. Take your hand off. See the nose wants to come up a little bit. See this? Okay. We're still a little high. Okay. Check. Make sure there's nobody on final. And tell everybody you're turning final for 21.
Columbia County 20 Romeo, turning final for 21.
Okay, now put down your third notch flaps. Put it right down. Okay, actually, I just, the trick is to hold your 80 miles an hour. Okay, so we're a little high, so push your right rudder, push your right rudder, push your right rudder, and your left
Oh, my right rudder.
Right rudder.
My other right.
See, now see, I got a little bit of forward slip here. Now, if you look at those heavy white boxes, they appear to be stationary. See that?
Yep.
That's where the airplane's coming down. Okay. So I can see that I got a nice descent coming right where I want, all the way around. Speed is good. If I push the nose over because I'm high, the airspeed is going to increase, and what's going to happen is I'm going to overshoot the thing there. So now
target.
I got it made, so now I'm going to shoot for like this, the line before. You got the airplane, hold the wheel back.
Okay.
Hold that wheel right, let it keep coming down, let it keep coming down. Keep coming down, keep coming down. And now hold it off, 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 hold it. There you go. We landed right on the white spots. That's what you have to do for your private pilot's check. Okay, off we go. We're going to do a couple takeoff and landings here. Okay, here we go. You got the airplane?
Trim.
I'll get the trim. I'll get the trim. Okay, you just fly the airplane. There you go. There's your flying speed, so take off. And we're just going to set up a downwind for runway 21. So again, it's easy to just stay right overhead the field, and then the problem is I just have to fly the airplane right to where I want to fly the airplane. And when you do your check ride, you should come over here. That's where you're going to have to do it. Okay.
just a lot of things to keep into consideration. You know, the pattern, altitude.
Yeah, but the thing is, you look at the map, and you're going to have to eyeball it, because what happens is, if you don't know the elevation of the land, you know, and what's 1,000 feet above it, okay? I try and keep an idea what the altitude is. On a chart, it'll have elevation marks. It could be an airport that's not too far. I can't make it, but as I see that it's pretty flat, and it's, you know, it's roughly the same elevation. I want the downwind 1,000 feet above it, so it gives me a little rough idea. Okay, what do I, you bring your flaps up now? There you go. And we turn our crosswind now. We're just going to do a climbing turn to the left to a heading of about 010. There's about 110. Now I'll do this when you're in a pattern like this, nice and easy. What was I doing? Looking out. I'm looking for the airplane. See, this wasn't easy. 10 to 15 degree bank turn, nice and easy. And when I'm going to stop and turn, when 3 and 2, 1 are right off my wingtip, because that's 90 degrees to the runway. Look behind you. See the runway behind you? There you go.
Okay.
And so here's 3 and 2, 1. Yep, look at that. 90 degrees to the runway. I'm just going to check, make sure everybody's on down. Now tell everybody you're on a crosswind. So 20 Romeo, crosswind, runway 21, Columbia County.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, crosswind, runway 21.
Columbia County.
Columbia County.
Okay, so now here's my 1200, so we're going to level off. Okay, now just go ahead and turn your downwind. Bring your power right back, bring your power right back, bring your power right back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Normal level off. There you go, good. So all I'm doing now is just a level. Okay, you see the lumber mill right up here? Straight ahead there? Yeah, that's our downwind, so we're just going to head right over the downwind. There we are. Hey, but we're going to pattern altitude is 1200, so now take hand out the wind. Take hand, see, let the airplane, so it still wants to go up, so it needs a little downtrim. Let the airplane talk to you and let the airplane tell you what it's doing. Now when I'm on a downwind, and see the open field there off in the distance, or those mountains right on the horizon? That's where I'm heading to right now. See that? You got that tower with the white light on top of it next to the open field? That's what I'm doing. I'm on a downwind. I'm just flying to a pine. And then there's the apple orchard over there, the green buildings with the silver roofs. That's where I'm going to turn my base, and then I got the runway, okay? So here you are, okay, you're a little high, so don't climb anymore, so just let the nose down. So you're pulling the wheel, take your hand off the wheel, take your hand off the wheel, there you go. See how the nose wants to come down a little bit? There you go, there you go. So you're pulling the wheel back just a little bit. There you go, looks good. Okay, now we do our landing checklist. Landing check is fuel on proper tank, yep, okay. Electric fuel pump is on.
Fuel pump is on, and mixture switch.
Carburetor heat's on, and mixture switch, that's it, okay, good. Okay, so now here we are at the end of the runway. Okay, so now we're going to bring the power back below 2,000. There you go. Now look at the mountain straight ahead. The nose wants to go down, so hold the nose up. Hold the nose up. There you go. Now put down your first notch of flaps. And now just give it 2 turns of trim up. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now take your hands right off the wheel. It should be about 95 to 100. Perfect. Put down your second notch. Okay. 2 turns of trim. Should be about 85 to 90. Perfect. Now turn your base leg. See the apple orchard right there? See the little building right there with the flat roof?
Yep.
And turn your base leg, which is 90 degrees. So now watch the nose in the airport. See the nose in the airport? Okay. Now just watch the nose. Okay. Now see, don't pull the nose. See, if you watch the nose, you see you're pulling the nose up. You want to keep the nose down. There. There you go. Okay. Perfect. There. As I'm heading now toward the apple orchard, there's go. Now I can stop my turn. Nice and easy. Okay. Now bring the power back a little bit more. Yeah, but don't pull the wheel back. Let the airplane do its thing. There you go. And you put down your third notch of flaps. Just tell everybody that you're turning final for runway 21.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning final for runway 21.
Okay, now give it another couple turns of trim up. Now take your hand right off the wheel. Let the airplane talk to you. See? 80 miles an hour. There you go. See? Let the airplane talk. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I see that second hash, the big hash marks there, the white marks. That's where I want to land. Okay, so now if it's, I got trim it up so it's 80. I got all the trim in there, so there it is. The airplane's about 80, 85. That's perfect. So now just hold it right here. See the airplane's coming down. Don't pull the wheel back. Just let this thing is doing. And you can see that you're coming down towards those heavy white marks. That's an appropriate spot for the landing. So just let it keep coming right like that. Don't touch the thing. So keep coming down. Okay, now bring the power all the way off. But the nose is going to go down, so you got to hold the nose up a little bit. Hold it right like that. See that? Now hold it right there. Now let it keep coming down. Now hold the nose up. Hold the nose up. Hold the nose up. Now look at the far end of the runway. Now this is see it. Let it come in here. Now you got to hold it off. There you go. Good. No big deal. Okay, take it off. Okay, and now we're going to go straight off. Okay, now push the carburetor heat in. There you go. Going to take off now. Just straight ahead. And now you see that's the torque. You got to put the right rudder in there. Again, now see what happens? Watch the nose of the airplane. See that little thing right there, that little knob on the mountain there? That's what I'm looking for. Okay, now I'm going to bring the nose up. See those clouds right up there? That's all I'm going to do.
Just picking a line and...
Yep. Now I got to make sure that the rudder's in there because of the torque, okay? We'll try one more here and then we'll head back towards Great Barrington. Okay, so today we did emergency descents. We did practical application, getting down in a little hole through the clouds, engine fire, we had to get their speed up. And we did the engine out problems where if you lost an engine, you got to spiral down to a landing. Nothing happens from 8,500 feet to treetop level. It's all from treetop level down where it goes to hell because people start panicking. But I just, if you get the airplane all trimmed up, let the airplane talk to you. Don't let the airplane. If I'm high and I push the nose over, what happens is now I've got 90, 95, and it's going to make a longer distance. If I have a short field, that's not good. The option is I can pull the flap handle back. That gives me an extra 82 gauge of flaps, and I have to hold it there, or I can slip the airplane, or I can do it a little S-turn. Let's do a climbing turn to the left here. We're going to go to a heading about 120. And when you get to 1,200 feet, you can level off. What you're doing is a leveling off in the turn. That's all. The standard rate turn, nice and easy. Okay. That's it. Heading towards this ray of sunshine up there on the ground. There you go. There's my 1,200. So push your nose over. Push, 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 push. But keep the turn coming. Keep the turn coming. Keep the turn coming. And not bring the power back because you want to level off, and push it, hold the nose up, hold the nose down, hold the nose down, hold the nose down, and I'll trim it right out, and now it's time to turn you downwind, okay? Turn you downwind, and tell everybody just, Columbia County 20 Romeo downwind, runway 21, go ahead, turn.
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, runway 21, turning downwind.
Okay, so here it is, there's my 1,200, okay? So all I'm doing is turn to a heading of 030. 030 should be the downwind heading for runway 21 because it's a reciprocal of 021. There you go, perfect. And I just give it a little bit of power there because all you want to do is straight level flight at 1,200 feet, okay? That's all I'm doing. You got to give a little bit more power because you got a little shallow descent going. There you go. All I'm doing is straight level flight right now. Okay, you got your landing checklist. Is fuel on proper tank? Yep. Electric fuel pump is on. Yep.
Pump's on. Mixture's rich and...
Yeah, you put the carburetor heat on. Right, now you can take it right off. Then put it right off again. You only need a blast there. Okay, now it's up to you to slow the airplane up. We want to land on the heavy white lines again, okay? I'm looking straight ahead to those mountains way off in the distance. That's in that dark cloud straight ahead. That's all I'm doing. I'm using outside references to fly the airplane. There you go. Okay, so there, now I can put my first notch of flaps down. There you go. Whatever you want to do. Okay, now you got to trim it up. See, with 1 notch of flaps, okay, give it 2 turns of trim. What I'm looking for is 1 notch of flaps. Take your hand right off the wheel. Take your hand right off the wheel. It should be about 95 to 100. That's a safe speed with 1 notch of flaps. So there's my 95 to 100. Perfect, okay? The 80 might be a little too slow with her. So again, I'm not certain. Okay, I can start down there. Okay, now put down my second notch. Now give it 2 turns of trim up, and it should be about 85 to 90. Okay, now take your hand right off the wheel and see what the airplane does. So let's stabilize. There you go. It's going to stabilize 85 to 90. Look at that. It's going to go down. Yeah, it's good. And now put down your third notch. Okay, now give it a couple turns of trim up. Okay, good. Now turn your base leg. And now when you do that, watch the nose. So you've got to let the nose down, okay?
Columbia County, 20 Romeo, turning base, runway 21.
And see the nose. I'm heading right between that building there and that building. Now straight ahead towards that shiny object. It's 12 o'clock. See that shiny object?
Yep.
Yeah, stay away from the light. And what I'm doing is a straight ahead descent. See this here? That's all I'm doing is a straight ahead descent. Okay? Keep the wings level. Listen. Now you're turning the wings. There you go. And I check me so nobody in front. Now we can start our final. So now bring the power back because you're a little high. I can bring the power back. There you go. Okay? And now just tell everybody you're turning final. But watch the nose and fly the nose to the runway.
20 runway. 20 Romeo, turning final, runway 21.
And I see you got to watch the nose. You said let the nose do its thing. Don't let it go down too far because you get too much speed. There you go. See, nice and easy. Okay? Now fly right to the heavy white boxes. Okay, there you go. So now just bring the power back a little bit. There you go. Now see, the nose wants to go down. So the airspeed's perfect. And just leave it coming down right like that. It's coming down. You're lining up with the runway. You want to line up with the runway a little bit more. There you go, perfect. And you see those heavy weight, just keep the nose right like this. See, the thing is, as you come up here, like, see that, just keep the attitude right like that. See this? The runway's coming up on you. If you see where you see that second runway line past the numbers 21, that's where the airplane's going to hit the ground. Okay, so now bring the power off.
Okay.
And now look at the far end of the runway and just come to level flight. See this here? That's all I'm doing. See this? Level flight like that. See this? Bleeding off speed, so now I'm just going to hold it off. Hold it off. And there's my touchdown. Okay? All right, now I'll get back on the center line. Okay, there you go. Trim this in. Okay, off we go. And we'll head back to Great Barrington. And I'll fly here. If I use that mountain way off in the distance. Yep. Okay, there's your flying speed, so I'll fly it right off. That's it. Watch out for the trees on the left. Watch out for the trees on the left. There you go. There you go. So all I'm doing is head towards that little white puffy cloud right there. Very nice. We'll climb up to 1,200 feet, take a left-hand turn to heading about 140, and I'll take us back to Great Barrington. You start to see Mount Everett way off in the distance down there, and then see that last mountain there, and then you can see Catamount Ski Area. It's the last mountain down there also. Okay, you bring your flaps up.
It's a 1200 before I turn to 140?
Yeah, that's because we don't want to go over those houses there.
Gotcha.
Each airport has their own little idiosyncrasies, and they just want us to climb 1200 before we start a turn. Okay, that's good. Good enough now. There's no houses there, so just now you can see the Catamount Ski Area. That's Mount Everett. Come down here, and that last one off in the distance that disappears behind the other one, that's Catamount. And we're just going to go up to 2,500 feet. When we reach the Taconic State Parkway, that's 10 miles from the Great Barrington Airport. Okay, so then at that point we could put 22.8 in the window now. 122.8. Turn it up. Just keep it 80. And down or up, it makes a difference. Okay, good, good. We're just going to listen to that. You're going to go up to 2,500. What I do is when I switch, I was going to the test because I may have turned the volume down by mistake, and that way there, people can hear me, but I can't hear them. Any questions on anything we did today? Did a really nice job.
Not offhand.
I threw a lot of shit at you today.
Yeah, you always do, but it's awesome. I mean, obviously, it's going to take a while to get really comfortable with like the steep spiral stuff, but I mean, that's the stuff that you need to practice on a constant basis to...
Yep, and what I'm doing is, even I'm here, if I lose the engine, I got these fuels right there, I got the fuels right here, so I'm not anal about it, not anal retentive, like, oh, there's fuel, oh, there's a nugget in there, there's a fuel, there's a fuel, there's a... I'm just going to pick up, I'm not going to head in that direction. I can see that there's a bunch of fields there, and I don't want to pick one right now. As I get closer, one might be better than the other, okay? I'm down here, I'm starting to get limited. I got a couple behind me, but now I'm starting to get all the trees. So that's starting to look better over there.
There's a big one right under us here,
And we'll level off at 2,500 feet. And the idea behind the landing is when I'm on final and I have my airplane stabilized at 80 miles an hour and I got my power set, it's going to be a constant rate descent. There's going to be one point that appears to be stationary. If you can see that point, it says, I don't have to change a thing until I get to it. And then that's going to happen. The ground's going to come up and smite it upon thy belly. So at that point there, I'm going to bring the power back and I'm just going to round it out. Okay. See Catamount 12 o'clock there?
Is the Taconic Parkway here?
Yep. So now you're just going to give them a call and you're just going to say, Great Barrington 20 mile is 10 miles west inbound.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo is 10 miles west inbound.
Great Barrington traffic, Turkey 558, maneuvering 1,800 between 3 and 6 miles south of the airport, Great Barrington.
Okay. Now if you take a look and see that little white house on the top of the mountain there where the notch is cut out, to the left, you see the Catamount skier, you see the you see the ski trails?
Yeah.
Right,
okay.
And to the left, you see that little house on the top of the mountain there? Looks like cut out. Now go to the left. You see those white buildings, those silver buildings on the other side of the ridge there?
Yep.
Okay, that's Baldwin Hill. Now just to the left of that, on the top of the ridge, you can see that little brown square field? That's the airport right there.
Huh.
So if all you have to do is we were using 29, so we're just going to head right towards Catamount. And that will set us up for a downwind on that part there. There's some there. Okay, just lost your engine. What are you going to do? Okay, first way, you're close to the ground. Yep. Yeah, take a look. You got a fuel pump. I got trees right there, so I got to look for a field too. So, okay, I got fields right down there. It looks good. Okay, and I got some fields down here. Okay, looks good.
That's the bigger one.
Yep. Right, so there it is. Okay, so that's what you got to do when you're close to the ground like that. You don't have many options, but the first thing is carburetor heat, mixture, and switch your fuel pump.
And fuel pump, right?
Yep. Very good. So we talked to Albany Approach. I showed you how we talked to Albany Approach. And just get a hold of those guys there, and then they'll get a squawk, and it's going to be on radar. And as we do our cross countries up to Glens Falls and Worcester and on the other places, we're going to be talking to either Albany Approach or Bradley Approach. That way they were in positive radar contact, so they're seeing where we are, and if we have a problem, then they'll know exactly where we are. And they can point you to an airport. And if I don't have that, if I'm not talking to those guys, I have to know where I am. Where's an airport? You can say, hey, turn right 20 degrees, and you got an airport 2 miles off of your nose. You got it in sight. Where before I may not be. So I'll be like, I can't see it. I can't see it. So remarkable telltale, you got Catamount, and you got that white house on the top of the hills cut out in a notch, okay? Then you got Baldwin Hill, and then you're looking right down runway 1129. See that last brown patch off in the distance?
Yep.
Yep, you can see the runway.
I do not. I mean, I didn't see it last time either until we...
You see those barns on the top of the hill right there? The red ones? Straight across. See 12 o'clock. You see all the trees? Now you see the open fields with the red barns?
Yeah.
Okay, now just go behind it to the left. You see that open field straight ahead out there? That's the airport right there. You're looking right down runway 1129.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So again, Catamount, house, buildings, airport. Okay, so now I just got to tell you you're 4 miles to the west, inbound for runway 29.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo, 4 miles to the west, inbound for runway 29.
Very good. Okay. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so they're, this is doing Atlantic checklist. Fuel and proper tank, electric fuel pump is on. Yeah,
fuel pump on.
Okay, now our pattern altitude is 1,700 feet. So all we're doing is now you can see the runway down there. She said she was 6 miles to the south. Okay, now when people enter the 45 up here, so there's Wyandotte Country Club straight ahead. You see that all the grass, all the trees are. You see that little bit of a hill there with the trees in the middle of it, in the middle of the woods there. That's Wyandotte, and we head right towards Wyandotte. That'll put us set up for a downwind.
Okay. I forgot we were going to do the downwind at the base and then the final back the other way.
Yep.
I was headed.
Yeah, so now what you can do is just tell everybody to say Great Barrington 20 Romeo entering downwind, runway 29.
Great Barrington 20 Romeo entering downwind, runway 29.
Now you can see the airport really nice. Here, pattern altitude is 1,700, so we got to lose a little bit more altitude, so just bring the power back. When you do this, don't be afraid to push your nose over. Watch this, just push your nose over. Pick a point, like see those, right there, that corner of the field right there. Don't be afraid to hold it right like that. There you go. You can see what you're doing. There you go. That's how you practice your emergency descents. Gonna go to 1,700 feet and you'll level off. There you go. Beautiful. And there's my set. Get ready to level off. Right? I just need my normal cruising power setting. Just bring the power right up to my normal cruise power setting. There you go. Perfect. Now whatever got ahead of me, see that big white cloud there? That just to the right of the white cloud, that little opening? That's why I'm flying. I'm using all my peripheral vision, using my outside references to help me doing everything, and I can see that I'm going straight. Okay. As I get to the end of the runway, then I can go ahead and bring the carburetor heat on, power below 2,000, and start slowing the airplane. You put the flaps down anywhere, downwind, base, and final, I don't care. As long as when you turn final, you're all established. Okay, so you put your carburetor heat on now. Okay. Bring the power back. Now the nose wants to go down, so just hold the nose up. I put down 1 notch of flaps, and I just put down two turns of trim. Usually, but if you need about 1900 RPM. There you go. There you go. Now take your hands off the wheel. Take it and let the airplane talk to you. Okay, it's still a little fast because it's doing 100. Should be about 95. That's fine. Okay, put down your second notch. Okay, a couple turns of trim up. Now just take your hands off the wheel and just see what the airplane does. Let it stabilize. 85, 90, perfect. Now we usually turn our base, see the L-shaped barn down right over here? See the house on the hill I can't afford? We usually turn our base right between the two. No, I do this. Now when you do this, watch, see you're pulling the wheel back. For this, let the nose down. Yeah, I got the nose down. There's the airport. See this? Watch the nose. Don't overbank it. Don't overbank. Nice. Just relax. Just relax. Okay, now bring the power back a little bit more. You know, as I'm doing on a base leg, check and make sure there's nobody on final. So you tell everybody you're on a base leg.
Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, on base.
Okay, now you just turning final, runway 29.
Okay. Great Barrington, 20 Romeo, turning final, runway 29.
Okay, bring the power back, bring the power back, bring the power back, bring it back. Now put down your third notch of flaps. Okay. Okay. Now just give it all the trim up, trim it up all the way. There, all the way. There. Keep going until we can't go anymore. Good. Now take your hands off the wheel. So take your hands off the wheel. See? There it is right there. See? 80 miles an hour. Okay. Okay, so a little high, but let's just hear that. Make sure power's all the way off. Put it all the way back. There you go. There you go. See it? Now see that you got your power set. See that second runway line?
Yep.
The airplane is stable. It's coming down nicely like that. See, that's all I care about. I got a nice angle. See, it's it's a stabilized airplane stable. You may get a little sinker here because of the trees. Okay, but just see what happens. See the number's 29. See that line? Looks good. All I'm doing is I'm coming down nicely. Now I got to give it a little bit of power. Getting a sinker there. Just get a little bit of power. There you go. A little bit of power. A little bit more. There you go. That's all I need. Got the airport mates, and I bring the power all the way off. Now just hold the nose up to the second runway line. Hold the nose up to the second line. Hold it up. Nice and easy. Hold it off. Hold it off. Pull it back. Pull. There you go. Ooh. No, it's all right. No, that's all right. I got to get you used to pulling the wheel back. There you go. Very nice. Good. Nicely done today. And we'll park it at the gas pumps.
Turning that is not going to help.
What's that?
I was
turning the
yoke, yeah.
Yep.
We don't have any wind really, so I shouldn't be forward or back or anywhere. Just habit of trying to steer it like a car.
Yeah, we're just going to park it on the south side of the pumps facing east. So the south side's on the other side of the pumps facing the mountain in east. There you go. There you go. Oh, watch here. There you go.
Okay. Flaps are down, fuel pumps off, throttle doesn't, off, avionics off, transponder